February 20, Mark 4:26 to 5:20. Verse 26. And he said, Thus is the kingdom of God, as if a man should cast the seed upon the earth. 27. And should sleep and rise night and day, and the seed should sprout and be lengthened. How knows not he? 28. Of itself, for the earth brings forth fruit, first a blade, then an ear, then full corn in the ear. 29. And when offers itself the fruit, immediately he sends the sickle, for has come the harvest. 30. And he said, To what shall we liken the kingdom of God? Or with what parable shall we compare it? 31. As to a grain of mustard, which when it has been sown upon the earth, less than all the seeds is which are upon the earth. 32. And when it has been sown, it grows up and becomes than all the herbs greater, and produces branches great, so that are able under the shadow of it the birds of the heaven to roost. 33. And with such parables many he spoke to them the word, as they were able to hear. 34. But without a parable he spoke not to them, and apart to his disciples he explained all things. 35. And he says to them, On that day, evening being come, let us pass over to the other side. 36. And having dismissed the crowd, they take with them him, as he was in the ship, also other, but small ships were with him. 37. And comes a storm of wind violent, and the waves beat into the ship, so that it already was filled. 38. And was he on the stern, on the cushion, sleeping? And they arouse him, and say to him, Teacher, is it no concern to you that we perish? 39. And having been aroused, he rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, Silence, be quiet. And fell the wind, and there was a calm great. 40. And he said to them, Why fearful are you thus? How not have you faith? 41. And they feared with fear great, and said to one to another, Who then this is, that even the wind and the sea obey him? Chapter 5, verse 1. And they come to the other side of the sea, to the country of the Gadarenes. 2. And on his having gone forth out of the ship, immediately met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. 3. Who his dwelling had in the tombs, and not even with chains anyone was able him to bind. 4. Because that he often with fetters and chains had been bound, and had been torn asunder by him the chains, and the fetters had been shattered, and no one him was able to subdue. 5. And continually, night and day, in the mountains and in the tombs, he was crying and cutting himself with stones. 6. And having seen Jesus from afar, he ran and did homage to him. 7. And crying with a voice loud, he said, What to me and to you, Jesus, Son of God, the Most High? I adjure you, by God, not me torment. 8. For he was saying to him, Come forth the spirit, the unclean, out of the man. 9. And he asked him, What is your name? And he answered, saying, Legion, my name is, because many we are. 10. And he besought him much that not them he would send out of the country. 11. Now there was there just at the mountains a herd of swine, great, feeding. 12. And besought him all the demons, saying, Send us into the swine, that into them we may enter. 13. And allowed them immediately Jesus, and having gone out, the spirits, the unclean, entered into the swine, and rushed the herd down the steep into the sea, and they were choked in the sea. 14. And those who fed the swine fled and announced it to the city and to the country, and they went out to see what it is that had been done. 15. And they come to Jesus and see the possessed by demons sitting and clothed and of sound mind, him who had the legion, and they were afraid. 16. And related to them those who had seen it, how it happened to him possessed by demons, and concerning the swine. 17. And they began to beseech him to depart from their borders. 18. And having entered he into the ship, besought him, he who had been possessed by demons, that he might be with him. 19. But Jesus did not suffer him, but says to him, Go to your house, to your own, and announce to them how much for you the Lord did, and pitied you. 20. And he departed, and began to proclaim in Decapolis how much had done for him Jesus, and all wondered.